I'm just very briefly going to touch on what is psychological safety and what it is not to make sure we're all aligned, because there are some misconceptions about what we mean when we use this term. And I will say that I don't love the term because it does sound so academic and it seems kind of removed from our day-to-day things that we care about. But what it really is a deeply human need. And it's this human need that in a group, like whether you're at this small table or you're in this larger group, that you feel you can ask a question. You can disagree with someone else. You can be imperfect. You can make a mistake. And you know that you will not be embarrassed, shamed, excluded, or that there will be retribution afterwards. You know it's okay to ask that question or to make a mistake and be an imperfect human being. There is much research that goes back all the way to the 1960s that shows the importance of psychological safety. More recent research you may have heard about is by a Harvard researcher named Amy Edmondson. She's quite famous in the realm of psychological safety. That's her main focus. She's written a great book called The Fearless Organization. And if you are interested in exploring more about the research, which is not my field, but it is her field, you can read great case studies about why psychological safety is so important. But I can just tell you in a very simple way why it's so important. This is a room of, how many people do we have in the room? 60, 70, 80? I don't even know how many. About. Every single one of you brings a different life experience, a different cultural experience, a different background, different expertise. So this is a room of collective wisdom and genius and cognitive diversity. You don't think the same way. The only way Xenopsi can tap into this collective genius is if each one of you feels that you have a voice that is welcome, that will be respected, and that you can show up as yourself and not have to conform to groupthink or group norms, but instead really be honest and have candor when you speak. Now, what it shows and what the research shows is that teams have better outcomes in terms of financial performance, in terms of technical performance, in terms of innovation. And that is in many ways logical, because if you can tap into all the ideas in the room, you will have new ideas emerge. If people hold back those ideas, you may miss out on both important innovations, but also risks.